Hi everyone, it's Jas Bamra. Today I'm going to tell you about a testimonial that I posted about a few weeks ago, but I just wanted to share with you some more details about it in terms of almost like a client case study and make you understand how how the process works and how RTT works through my client's testimonial. So my client came to me. She's in her 30s and she's been through a life where she's always felt like she's stuck. She's unable to move in her work, be able to speak up, always afraid of not being good enough and voice her opinion in fear of being rejected or somehow being feeling like she's not good enough to speak or give her opinion even. And this has kept her from really growing in terms of her work, in her career, and even in her relationships. She's moving on into a new relationship. She was going to marry the person she loved, and she didn't want to take all this with her. So she came to me for an RTT session, and I'm going to share with you her testimonial and go through what we did together for her. So she says before RTT, before the RTT session, I was always insecure and always kept thinking what people think of me. I couldn't speak up, and yet I wanted to stand up and speak up without having that fear of what people would say. I always thought I will never be good enough, no matter what I do professionally and personally. Self-confidence was low. I was always fighting with myself. I was doing yoga, I was journaling, but a part of me was still stuck somewhere. And she says, life was hectic and I felt like I was caged and just wanted to be free, in terms of my spirit, and I felt anxious even though I was doing all these things. She says I was feeling drained as well, always having this fear in me, and yet I felt deep down that I was born for better things. But I always asked myself, how do I come out of this rut at work? I felt like one day I will just collapse. I felt I had to shut myself out from the world at times, but I couldn't because I didn't want to fall into depression. So that is how my life was, every day trying to be motivated and still always having my own battles to be at peace and relax within myself. So we worked on an RTT session on her confidence, and a lot of the things that came up for her was all to do with the bullying she experienced when she was younger, in her primary school days, in her childhood. And that affected how she viewed herself and made her sort of shut down some parts of her. So this is what she says happened for her during the session. The session was overwhelming, tense, emotional. During the session, I felt like an onion. The things that I've been holding and carrying for all these years were peeling off like a layer and being shredded. I felt like I'm releasing all this baggage that I was carrying, and the best part of it, I discovered during the session it wasn't my fault, which made me feel so relieved. And I discovered that I was this innocent girl, and I went through so much and kept blaming myself for something that I didn't do or unknowingly built over the years. After the session, I felt like this peace, a big breath going in and releasing it out, and I felt my inner child has been given her justice and freedom finally, and make her alive again. I also discovered some things about myself that made me feel that, hey, I am confident and I am bold, and I am as well being able to stop putting myself down. Honestly, I feel at peace and confident and relieved, both at work and personally. I'm able to handle things in a more calmer way, confident way, and can now speak up without fear, voicing my opinion in a much bold and good way. So this was right after she kind of felt immediately. So the work carries on for about a month, where I then give you a bespoke recording and I guide you and coach you over the course of those 3 or 4 weeks to see how you're getting on and what's unraveling and what shifts you are making. So after RTT post the 3 to 4 weeks after the session, how does she feel? And this is what she says. The recordings are amazing. Every time, every day when I hear it, it reminds me of being that person I have always wanted to be. And it keeps me grounded. And every time I listen to it, I discover small little new things. Like, for example, after all these years at work, I was finally able to tell them that I'm done with the drama at work and I'm ready to move on, which I couldn't do before. I was always scared, what would they say? What will the outcome be? But now I'm not scared. My spirit is free. So that means I'm ready for new things. And like I said, I'm shedding old skin and growing new skin, starting afresh. I'm so happy that I did the RTT session with Jas. I don't know how to thank her. She's really done wonders by taking me through the session that words can't describe. I feel good. I feel lighter, happier, calmer, bold, beautiful. And this has happened at the right time before my new married life. I'm now able to handle this new life of mine, both personally and professionally, in a good way. She's really made me feel like this newborn child girl who can live again and live and go for her dreams. I would recommend Jas for this. 1,000 blessings and hugs to you. This is good help. All the positivity and good energy that we need can take us through and make us better in ourselves. So that's a wonderful testimonial from this brilliant client, and she did the work. As you can see, RTT moves into those deep hidden secrets, the deep causes of what's making you behave or making you almost block you from being your best version. So if you can relate and you'd like to reach out, get in touch and I can help you. Thank you.